Bonjour tout le monde, I'm Poornima Perera from the Department of Education, Central Province. Today, I'm going to talk about les adjectives qualificatifs and the adverbs. Talking about the adjectives, you know, in French, the adjectives should be accorded with the gender and the number of the nouns. So, we have three main topics to cover as the formation of the feminine forms of the adjectives, the formation of the plural forms of the adjectives, and the place of the adjectives. And today, we will be talking very briefly about adverbs as well. First, we will revise about the formation of the feminine forms of the adjectives. As you can see, the most common method of putting an adjective into feminine is to add an E to the end of the masculine form. The examples are jolly, petite, and drôle. Also, when the adjective ends with en, we add ne to the end of the masculine adjective. Thirdly, when the adjective ends with eil or ul, we add le to the end of the masculine adjective. Here, I have given you paril and nul as examples. Next, when the masculine adjective ends with et, ot, os, the last consonant is doubled and e is added to the end of the masculine adjective. Then, when the masculine adjective ends with er, the accent graph is added to the e before r and to the end of the adjective. Next, when the adjective ends with x, the letter x is removed and s is added to the end. As examples, here I have mentioned délicieux, délicieuse, jaloux, jalouse. The last method of forming a feminine adjective is to remove the f at the end of the adjective and to add ve to the end. Here I have given you active, active, nerve, nerve. Finally, I have here mentioned few examples of irregular feminine forms of the adjectives. You can take a note of it. Next, we will move to the formation of the plural forms of the adjectives. As you are well aware, the most common way of putting an adjective into plural is to add s to the end of the singular adjective. And always remember, when the adjective ends with s or x, it doesn't change. Next, when the adjective ends with eau, x is added to the end to make the plural form. I have given beau and nuo as examples. Finally, when the adjective ends with al, the letter l is removed and ux is added to the end of the singular adjective. Général, généraux, national, nationaux. Here we are on a very special note. That is, the adjectives wir, beau and nuo have an irregular form in front of the masculine singular adjectives starting with a vowel or h silent, or which we call as h muet. Un vieil homme, un bel arbre, un nouvel immeuble. Next, we will move to the place of the adjectives in French. Usually, in French, the adjectives come after the noun it is describing. Look at the example. Le lac gelé. Here, le lac is the noun and gelé is the adjective, and it is placed after the noun. But short, often used adjectives generally come before the noun. Here you can see a set of adjectives like that. Also, some adjectives can be placed in front of the noun and also after the noun. But remember, in that case, their meaning differs. Un grand homme, a tall man. Un homme grand, a great man. Again, here we are in a very special point. When the adjective is in front of the noun and when it is plural, the article they become the. Next, we will move very briefly to the adverbs, as this is a quick revision. As you know, adverbs are used to describe a verb. Look at the example. Paul parle couramment français. Here the adverb couramment describes the verb parle. Adverbs are also used to describe another adjective or another adverb, as you can see in the example. Talking of the place of the adverbs are always placed after the verb. But again, something special for you to remember. In composed tenses, the adverbs bien, mal, mieux, déjà, assez, trop, beau, presque, toujours are placed between the auxiliary verb and the past participle. As you can see in the example, the adverb bien is between the auxiliary verb avant and the past participle dormi. Finally, we will see very briefly how to form an adverb in French. As you can see in the first point, we take the adjective, put it into feminine, and then add ment to the end. Follow the example. Seul, by adding e we make the feminine and then add ment, and it becomes the adverb seulement. Certain adverbs are made by adding ement and ament to the end of the adjectives. Examples are given as évident, évidemment, courant, couramment. So dear students, I think you were able to revise your knowledge on the adjectives and adverbs with this session. Bonne chance pour votre examen.